to Travel and Bang, baby.
This is Travel and Bang. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Thanks for tuning in again. Of course, we got to hit up my sponsor, AO Nutrition, also known as Anabolic Outlaws, the #1 bodybuilding, sports, nutrition, performance company in North America. You can check out their merchandise at aonutrition.shop. You like some of their merchandise? Take a little percentage off that purchase and use the code TravelBang10. I'll leave the info below. Do what you got to do. Okay, so the main show topic is a question I get quite a lot, okay? And the reason why it's happening so much around the world, all in Western society, is because things are not structured the way they used to be. You know, I don't know if it's a lack of men not having the proper game, or it's easier because if you look at the analytic statistics, it shows that more men are single than women, okay? Which kind of makes sense because I keep getting this question. So let's get into it. He writes, "Greetings from Australia. I ran into some of your old videos and I sense you have lots of advice with having affairs with married women. I am an attorney and I started having an intimate affair for 2 months with a woman who has a live-in house boyfriend. Her man works out of town a lot, and when he's away on call, I'll drop by her place and we will usually start having sex after some drinks and friendly chit-chat. This usually happens once or twice a week. We will usually keep in contact, texting every day or every other day with WhatsApp. But I started noticing her messages are getting shorter and shorter. Her replies usually were instantly, but now it takes hours. I sense her interest is dwindling. Help me and tell me what I can do." Okay, this goes back, gentlemen, to our discussion with an abundance mindset, right? All right, and just the way he ended that, he's in scarcity. You can already tell. So first, before I explain, I break this down, what you should do and what you shouldn't do. I want to say I don't condone this type of behavior. In the United States Army, when I was a soldier, we used to call men like that chicken hawks. A chicken hawk is what it sounds like. It's a man who preys on women who are married or women who are in serious long-term relationships, having intimate run-ins with them, all right? So the reason why I say you shouldn't do it, even so a lot of men think that being a player, it's cool, is what we discussed on one of my other videos with the up-and-coming rapper from Atlanta they call Trouble. Trouble had all the industry just talking about him. The Dirty South rap industry, royalty, were rolling out the red carpet for this guy. We're talking about he had features with Future and beats made by Jermaine Dupri. Everybody you can think of. Everybody in Atlanta liked Trouble. They were doing work for Trouble. They were trying to open up industry doors and get the best label deal for the rapper known as Trouble. Well, Trouble had always this thing where that's why they called him Trouble. He was getting into trouble. And it wasn't that he was so much a juvenile thug. It was he liked women. He loved women a little too much. Every woman he would come across, especially if they're attractive, he would have to have sex with them, including his attorney, his lawyer, who's representing some legal issue he was having, and even they started to do the naked Watusi on the low, right? But he ended up running into this one woman who had a boyfriend. She claimed it was over, but it wasn't. She still had a boyfriend. And the boyfriend snuck up on the crib, found Trouble inside the crib doing you know what with his woman, and he pulled out his pistol and shot him to death. Trouble, unfortunately, he didn't make it. And he had a lot of potential, a lot of talent. You can Google it. Go Google this guy. You can tell. Listen to some of his stuff. They said, he had the potential to be the next Ludacris. Okay, you can end up like Trouble. Okay, because men who are in platonic relationships with women, what they do is they put all their energy and focus and their investment emotionally, everything into that woman. They don't even view her as a person. They kind of view it as they were trying to get an ROI, return on investment, like and there's that old school thing where they feel like she's an inanimate object. The woman belongs to me. It's mine. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of these guys will act so, they go into a jealous rage and they will commit acts of violence. Worst case, you might have to throw hands and you might get beat up by a guy like that. But worst case is the person will pull out a weapon and you end up dead. Okay? And I'm not trying to, I'm just saying, that's why I really don't condone this, because it can turn really ugly. I've been in positions where I was the chicken hawk. And I've also been in positions when I was married in my 20s, my early 20s, that when I was together with my ex-wife, Sarah, I was the one getting cheated on. You know what I mean? She was running around doing things with other dudes. And I was the one who was committed and loyal. You know what I mean? So I've been on both sides of the fence. So for anybody who hears me talking, I don't want you to think, oh yeah, he's just talking out his butt. Okay? So, but we're going to get into what you should do and what you should not do. I'm going to give you professional advice. So if you do meet a woman that you just have to, and a married woman or a woman with a boyfriend, you just have to do things with her. If you follow my blueprint, nothing bad will happen. Okay? Nothing bad will happen, but you got to listen to me. Okay? So he said he's having an affair with her for the past 2 months. That's a long time. And why that's disturbing is he says they would start doing things like every week, 2 times a week. Okay? This guy might be a doctor or something, a businessman, because he seems to be on call a lot. Okay? First of all, he should not be visiting the house. She lives with that man. That man lives there. If he shows up, just like the story I told you about the rapper Trouble, things can get crazy. Hey, dude, I know you live in Australia. I know you guys got really tight gun laws. I get it. Now, unlike America. But people can still do bad things with their fists. They can do bad things with blades and all sorts of things. You know what I'm saying? I think the Cash App, the founder of Cash App, he was stabbed to death. You know what I mean? By somebody he knew in San Francisco. So it just shows you, like, you don't need a pistol to do bad things. So I would not do that. Stop doing that. Bring her to your place. Bring her to your casa, your apartment, or do it old school. Motel, hotel, Holiday Inn. You know what I mean? Come out the pocket a little bit. Why not? And just also understand why you don't want to go to the house, the crib, is because we live in the age where there's many nanny cam cameras that anybody can buy, pennies on the dollar. And that man could install it, or, put it in the house, and basically through an app, see what you're doing. He knows what's going on when he's not there. That's why you should not go to the crib where she stays at. This is very important. Honestly, gentlemen, this guy's messing up bad. And most of you are messing up bad. Gentlemen, those type of women are not your woman. They're somebody else's, okay? Those women should not be treated, okay? Because if we scroll back, he says he texts her on WhatsApp. They communicate every day, every other day. You can already tell he's putting all his focus on this woman, and she's getting validation. She's loving it, because usually analytics, statistics show, research shows that after 2-3 years, a relationship, in-house relationship, it gets played out. And a lot of women notice the man is just, the bedroom just ain't as fire as it used to be. It just gets played out. Ausgelutscht, like they say in German. Ausgelutscht, suck dry. So they look outside of the relationship for a little excitement, a little fun. You know what I mean? I'm not the morale police, so please, I ain't trying to hear, these type of women are low down, gritty little, I don't want to hear it. No, they're not. It's just how society and reality is. And I can say that usually after 2-3 years, that's why. But really, he's putting all his attention on that woman. He shouldn't be doing that. He shouldn't be texting every other day, every day. No, why? She's not your woman. I don't even text women and my girlfriend, when I had girlfriends, I never texted them every day. You should be only communicating, and it's a paper trail. That's what you're doing. You're leaving a paper trail. You should only be communicating with her maybe maybe once a week, a quick, preferably, I know it's old school, voice-to-voice phone call, because you're leaving a paper trail with all this texting. You new generation people, dude, you're leaving a paper trail. God forbid you're using terms of endearment. You're calling her baby, sweetheart, honey. I'm telling you right now, that guy, he picks up the phone, he breaks past her pen, or he grabs the phone from her and reads that. If he's a really knows what he's doing, what app to look in, he sees it. He sees it. And now it's game over. Now all of a sudden you're wondering why she ain't writing you back. She ain't calling you back. And she blocked you on everything because he found out. And he laid the law down and said, and it happens. Why? I've been in that situation myself. Actually, I knew a woman who had 2 apps. She had 2 chips and had 2 WhatsApps. And you know what I mean? Basically communicated to me and other people. She was doing things on the low with on one app, and the other WhatsApp account, she dealt with her husband and her family members and her friends. You understand? So, but even with that, this guy is going to get caught. With this type of behavior, he's going to get caught. Okay? Why isn't she writing me back right away? It's taking her too long now. Yeah, because 2 months, and you're doing it too much. You're being physically intimate too much. Things are getting played out. Like I said, women like that are just looking for a little something to add excitement back in their life. That's it. That's it. The best you can do is to stop doing that, focusing on her so much, and talk to other women. Talk to women who are single. They are available. Okay? You can still be cool with her, but I'd say once a month. You should, the worst case, if you're trying to, once a month, doing the bedroom gymnastics with her. That's it. Once a month. If you're not, his intuition will kick in. He'll start getting hip to the game. You're putting yourself in a very dangerous position. You're lucky if he finds out and just says, hey, I know what you're doing. Cut it off. And then she just backs off. But if he gets psychotic and gets crazy, might end up just like trouble. There you have it, gentlemen. Do not make women who are spoken for your main focus. Give them breathing room. Let them live their life. They have another main partner. You are not there to be the main focus. You are an entree. Okay? You're the dessert. You know what I mean? So that's why you do what you do with her once every 2 months, once a month, and that's it. You know what I mean? And you leave it like that and you're cool. You control your feelings. You don't get all emotional and get lovey-dovey and, oh, I think I love her. You know what I mean? Because you can sense it. You can sense reading that guy's email. He's emotionally invested. You know what I mean? If you can't control the emotions, I over E, intellect over emotion, then you ain't built to be a chicken hawk. You ain't built for that type of activity. Okay? And then you should just stick to monogamous, find a single woman and have a monogamous relationship. That type of life might not be for you. And it sounds like it's not for you. So might want to listen, all right? That's the blueprint. Travel safe, y'all. This has been another Travel Bang. Asombroso.